Tennessee's Wild Side is a presentation of the Jackson Foundation.
In a society of constant texting and technology, we sometimes don't take time to just stop and listen. But occasionally we encounter a wild side story idea completely by accident. Such was the situation when we did a story on the Tennessee Naturalist Program and overheard the program's founder telling a student about a remarkable 89-year-old man who helps protect precious parcels of land.
When it rains a lot of water is coming down this waterfall. And I come here all the time. I have hundreds of pictures of the waterfall. It was really, really running heavy. And when you look up here now, there's hardly any water. But the water which is coming down has drinking water quality.
The waterfall is the centerpiece of a tiny little park, mostly on a hillside.
When you really go up here, you can see how steep it is, how wild it is. There are these really big trees.
And it's right smack in the middle of a West Nashville suburban neighborhood.
We have to preserve what we can do of nature here, because big buildings and development moves into our natural environment. And Tennessee is beautiful. There's so many beautiful places.
Willi Honegger immigrated to the United States from Germany long ago and became a biology professor at Vanderbilt University. Now retired, he has a passion for preserving small plots of land, working as a volunteer with the 10 Green Land Conservancy.
For the past decade, Willi has been a part of 10 Green and helping us to find those places, protect those places, and then bring others out to those places to inspire them.
And there are lots of salamanders here.
When we talk about pocket parks, we talk about these small places that are interesting, not just any lands, unique places where everyday people can come and experience without a full-blown program or managers and staff and all of those kinds of things that every park needs. So we love the concept of these smaller pocket parks. They increase accessibility for people, they protect these really neat spaces, and they don't require much from Metro.
We see how development overruns all this nature now here in Nashville. It's terrible.
To some, preserving a small space like this one might not seem meaningful, but its primary purpose is to prevent development. These disappointed out-of-town visitors learned of the waterfall online, but found it to be less than expected.
It is probably the worst reviewed waterfall on Google that you've ever seen because I think people don't know quite what a pocket park is, or they expect something very grandiose, and it is a very weather-dependent waterfall. Having said that,
Willi was again one of a coalition that brought the project to 10 Green. His involvement was significant in us acquiring that property and then giving it to Metro.
Just a few miles away, Willi discovered another unprotected geological gem, hidden away in close proximity to residences, restaurants, and multiple other businesses.
Here in Nashville, look around here, all these hills, all these continuous forests right close to the city, which provide fresh air, cold water.
Because he lives in this sort of more peaceful part of town, he has gotten out and walked around the hills and the hollows of that part of the world.
This over here, it's a sweet gum.
And he has discovered some really unique things. Different kinds of property, different kinds of geologic formations that maybe people don't know about.
So this is a very special tree. It's a beech. It's an American beech, and probably has been hit by a flash at some point. But it's still alive.
As a biologist, Willi is fascinated by wildlife and has a natural desire to restore native plants that are threatened in their habitat by invasive species.
This is a so-called spice bush. It's native, but was outcompeted by all the honeysuckle which go in here. What I showed you here was completely overgrown by invasive plants. And taking out invasive plants and seeing how nature comes back, that is just incredible to see. So I show you here a very special tree. It's a honey locust. I think it's not very abundant.
Not only is this particular landscape home to a large variety of plants, it has a small, shallow cave, once used for refrigeration.
What you see here is the cool house of the last farmer in this valley. And you see here on the side 2 troughs where he probably had his milk. And we think he also hung up his meat in this cave.
While Willi remains a warrior in fighting for the future of these pocket green spaces, not everybody is a fan of his determination.
We are here in the middle of developed areas. And if you open the corridor for the public, because water parks close, where people live close by, have property close by, it's always not in my neighborhood.
Willi is one of Tengreen's excellent volunteers. He is absolutely a character, though. He hails from Germany originally, and they have a very different perspective about land use and property rights than we do here in the States.
I shouldn't talk about Germany, but in Germany, where you don't have a fence, you can walk. And when you walk, you can walk through a farm, and people on Sundays sit in front of their farmhouse with a beer and they invite you to join them. And I come from that tradition, and I think over time, when we educate people that whoever walks in the woods doesn't want to harm them, we can educate people to welcome everybody who is actually in nature.
He's really brought this sense of shared responsibility and kind of shared ownership of our natural spaces to Nashville through what he does.
As he continues exploring unconquered territories, despite his years of experience and high levels of education, Willi confesses his continuing hope to never stop learning and sharing.
What I want to do is know every tree on our street. And we have a very tight-knit neighborhood. And since I'm a biologist, they come to me and say, "Really, what's here? What snake is here? What butterfly?" And I don't know it all the time, but I can teach them to honor nature, love nature. And they actually do that. I'm getting older and can do a little bit less. Oh, that is slippery. As long as I can do it, I will continue.
Tennessee's Wild Side is a presentation of the Jackson Foundation.